Hi, I'm Stanley Yang. I'm the CEO of NeuroSky.
Stanley, we are privileged to be with you and here at the headquarters of NeuroSky because we use this technology at Singularity University. Our students love it. But could you give us a brief introduction about what is NeuroSky and what do you have in mind?
NeuroSky is, at the core, we built these biosensor devices that we can translate people's brain waves and also cardio signals and other biosignals into digital signals. So we can provide a lot of human to computer, human to machine interface, as well as reading human conditions and provide digital information for devices to understand how we're feeling, how we're acting, or what condition we're in. In other words, humans have 5 senses. We're trying to create a 6th sense, and I call it the 6th sense is digital.
Interesting. So why are you interested in this area?
Well, at the very beginning, we are a group of very passionate engineers, and I grew up a Star Wars fan, and I really loved the movie Star Wars, and everybody knows this is Force. I wanted to, since I was a kid, I wanted to create technology that is like in the movies. So I found that this sensor, that medical technologies sensing human bodies in the hospital, can be consumerized, can be commercialized if I shrink them into a chip, build them into small sensors so we can use it in our daily life. And that's what we did. We created these sensors that can detect our brain waves. We translate those brain waves into digital signals of thoughts, or our cardio signal for health tracking, and muscle signals for various different kinds of applications. So the first stop was I wanted to create that force. So we work with LucasArts and their Uncle Milton, and we created this thing called the Star Wars Force Trainer. And that was our very first product, and that's how the company started.
And is this the beginning of telepathy? Could you say that from here we could keep on improving and having eventually real telepathy?
I don't think our brains are built that way. The human beings are built so that we use our brain to control our body and interact with the world mechanically. So we speak, we gesture, we walk, we talk. So our brains are built in a way that it automatically commands our body. And we really don't think text. So I'm not trying to think. When I'm talking, I'm actually using my brain to command my mouth to speak my thoughts. So it's not like when I think in terms of text. That's just not how we work. So in terms of telepathy, it needs to be translated into text and then translate back too. But our brains don't generate text. We just generate things we want to say, and then we say it mechanically. So there are certain things we can pass these feelings and thoughts, but there are certain things we cannot, at least not within the next foreseeable several years. I don't see that. But we can certainly communicate feelings. Our sensors can detect emotions, feelings. If you are interested, you really appreciate something that's happening, or you are, for example, scared of something, or you are in fear. All these kind of feelings, certainly, there are ways to detect and communicate that.
What kind of technologies involved in this? Could you be a bit more specific? Like technologies, sixth sense?
Yeah, so right now, we have 5 senses that we can use as humans to interact with the world and at the same time protect ourselves. For example, if something's very painful, something's very hot, you touch it, you know it's painful, so we avoid that. So we use our 5 senses to interact with each other, interact with the world. At the same time, we use them to protect ourselves. But there are information about our body that we don't know and we don't sense. For example, is your heart healthy? We don't know, right? Until most people, they don't even know until they get a heart attack, because some of these things are, you don't feel any pain until you get a heart attack. But our sensors, through maybe several months of wearing the sensor in a wearable technology setting, can detect, for example, if you're getting into bad health, or we can plot the trend. So that's what I call the sixth sense, because you don't feel these things, some of these pains that you supposedly very bad for you, but you don't feel them. And you don't feel them instantly, sometimes gradual. So if we have sensors that not only you can wear in a hospital, of course you can do anything in a hospital, but it's very inconvenient in our daily lives. If we can build these sensors into a wearable technology form factor, and we can wear them in our daily lives, such as a watch or something, then all of a sudden, you have this information, and that's what I call your sixth sense, because all of a sudden you have an additional sense to tell you whether you're getting into better health, you're getting into more and more better conditions, or worse conditions. It's really at this moment in time, our technology doesn't tell us too much, but with our sensors' help, I think we can do that. It's very similar to looking at two cars running down the street. If they're going at the same speed, you cannot tell which car's engine is good, which car's engine is bad. They're both going down the same street. But one car may be very old and the engine's breaking down, the other, but not bad yet, but breaking down. The other car could be brand new. But both new cars and old cars can run 60 miles per hour down the street, right? So you don't know which one's good and which one's bad until you open up the hood. We don't have the ability every day to, and in fact we're probably very busy. We don't think of going to the hospital and ask the doctor to look at us on a even monthly basis or even quarterly basis. And most people get a yearly checkup, right? So your data points very scarce. And what wearable technology and our sensor can do is provide you with more data points that you can know about yourself for both your brain and your physical health. So what makes a human being good? The two sides, your physical health and your mental health. Both have to be healthy to be a good human being. Otherwise you will have some problems. So our sensors not only provide entertainment, and at the same time it can provide feedback to tell you both your brain health and your physical health.